In her book, The Empowerment Manual, Starhawk points out that there are different kinds of power. Four that she goes over include power over, collective power, power from within, and power with. Within the context of change making, what do these look like? Power over is the hierarchical structure that many of us are very familiar with. It's the kind of structure you see in the military, the kind of structure that many corporate organizations follow. You have few people at the top and lots of people at the bottom. You have a definite chain of command. People at different levels on the org chart have different levels of power, status, and voice. Hierarchical structures are often symbolized by the triangle to depict the few at the top and the many at the bottom. A second type of power is collective power. This is power as a group. In collective power, the various participants within the group have a similar level of status and voice within the group. An example is labor unions, where the participants are often co-workers, often at the lower end of that hierarchical triangle we saw in the last example, and they have come together as a union in order to gain power and voice. We could use the symbol of a circle to represent the relatively equal status of the participants. A third type of power is power from within. This is sometimes called empowerment, and in terms of change-making work, it includes believing we can make a difference, agency. Starhawk cites as examples creative power, spiritual power, and moral courage, which she explains as the power we feel in speaking an uncomfortable truth or standing up for a value we believe in. In community work, it's important to realize that different people have different levels of power from within, sometimes dependent on cultural influences in their background, or a person's sense of empowerment may be influenced by the extent of racism and oppression they've been subjected to. The fourth type of power Starhawk describes is power with. To me, this is a good description of when organizations work together in a coalition or partnership. It's different than collective power because in becoming part of the coalition or partnership, the organization retains its unique identity as an organization. The organizations are coming together to work together on a specific project. For example, when we began the political campaign to make Los Angeles a GMO-free zone, our organization worked with many other organizations across the greater LA basin. Each of these organizations retained their individual identity. They didn't change who they were just because they were working on a GMO campaign, but we came together to try to get the project accomplished. So when you're working with others, either as an individual or organization to organization, it's important to understand the kind of power you're working with.